So, what is this course about? This course is about us learning the structure of the syntax of Python. In this course, my job is to teach you the syntax of Python, how Python operates, how Python functions, and how we can write Python code to achieve the aims and ideas we have to solve problems. In this course, we learned that a variable in Python doesn't have a specific data type, which means that I can choose the data type in which I want. For example, x is equal to 45, which means that at initiation, the data type of integer is given to x, and that is where the information will be stored. So with Python, initiation is when the data type is declared. I have data flair is equal to name. Also here, we can see that the data type of string is given to the variable name on initiation. And here, I just made it equal to an array. So the data type of an array or a list is given to my variable. We have also learned the if statement. In that we said that the if statement, we have the if condition or the if word, keyword, then you have the expression you want to evaluate. We said that the expression we want to evaluate should either give us a condition of true or false. So if this is true, then we'll do the statement here. But if it is false, then we'll come and do the statements which are there. Again, we learned that in Python, there are no curly brackets. So we use indentation to show where a code starts and where a code stops. We went further to look at, so this is a single if statement. This is an if statement with an alternative. That is, I can either go with the true or I can go with the false, or I can just have the false. We learned more with the loops. And we said that in Java, we have the for loop where we have a for statement. We have the var, which represents the items that should be taken one by one. Then we have the iterable, which are the items we are looping through, normally in a list form. And then here we have the statement. And with Python, there is an else statement with a loop where we can put a statement here that shows the loop is done, has finished, or any other information we need to do. If the loop finishes naturally, we can put that information over here instead. We also have the while loop in Python, where we have the while, we have the condition that will stop the loop, and we have the statements over here to run through them. We also looked at the function keyword, where we said you will write the word diff, we would write the function name, have the parameters here, then we have our statements, and if the function has a return type, then we put a return type over here. A return type means that the function will save some information on itself when it is done executing. So we would save some information on ourselves when we are done executing. The job of me, or my job, is to teach you the structure. If I ask you what is the structure of a function, you should be able to tell me the function, the structure of a function is given by diff, the function name, the parameter, we have the statement, the return type, and expression. Then I'll ask you, give me an example of a function, and you should be able to give me an example of a function. Repetition is key. Acting is key. Doing it yourself is key. Writing the code yourself is key. There is no ChatGPT option. There is no my friend did it for me. None of those things will help you be proficient in learning coding. Do not let some arbitrary 5 marks or 10 marks or score that you want to get cheat you from learning a skill set for the future. So my job is to teach the structure. Now, combining everything together, putting everything together, making sure everything comes together, comes from you. How you take a problem, what approach will you take, how would you use the structures you know to solve the problem, comes from you. It is very important that you, as the student, know how to combine various structures and types to create items in which you want. So let us combine some of the things in which we have done. Let us combine them and see if we can use them to generate things. So here, we are going to write the code for an application to generate a password. I am going to open up my VS Code. So here I have my VS Code opened up for me. And then over here, I'll click on File. I'll go and click on Open Folder. And then in here, I would create a folder in my desktop, calling it Evening. And then in here, I'll open up my Evening and click on Select Folder. So I have opened up my folder in VS Code. I would click on New File and give my folder a name called password generator.py. I've created the environment that I'll be typing in my Python. I will start off typing my Python code. The first thing I will need to do is I would need to bring in some tools. So I need to go and import some tools. Now, these tools are tools in which have been written down already in Python. You don't have to write the code, you just have to go for the tools and implement them. So if I type import string and I type import random, these two things will help me do the following. The importing of string will help me to get all string values. And over here, using random will allow me to pick items at random. Now, the idea I want to do is this. I want to create a password generator. What is a password generator? For example, if a user comes and tells me that he wants a 10-digit password, my job is to look for random numbers on my keyboard, mix it with the characters, mix it with the numbers, both uppercase and lowercase, so that I can generate various numbers at random, which would create the password for the user at random. Now, why would this be necessary? As an IT specialist, you realize you deal a lot of systems, and most of the time, the idea is you use things in which are around you for you to remember the password so you don't forget. Obviously, if you use things which are around you, social engineering, you could be hacked easily. So a password generator will always keep your passwords fresh and will stop people from hacking you out. So we are building a system to help someone do that. How will I do this? First, I will start with a function. How will I write a function? I'll write def. I'll write the name of the function, in which is generate underscore password. And then over here, I'll put in the length of my password. Then I'll bring in my colon, and then I'll type in the statements that would be in my function. Note, in Python, we need to indent. So if I go and start my coding from here, it means that what I'm typing is not in the function. The moment I indent, that is click on the tab once, it means that now everything I'm typing here now is in the function. So I type in lower, being equal to string dot ASCII lower cases. What this piece of code does, it goes and brings all the ASCII, that is the keyboard format we are all using, and goes and brings all the lowercase letters for me. So it means that in this lower, I have all the lowercase letters stored over there for me. When I type upper, is equal to string dot ASCII uppercase. It means now I have all the uppercase letters. If I use digits, and then I say string dot digits, now I have all the numbers that can be found on my keyboard stored in digits. If I go special, and I say it is equal to string dot what? Special or punctuation. Now I have all the special characters, your plus, minus, slash, keyboard, over, all of those things, I have them now. So if I type all underscore characters as my variable name,
Okay.
and I say it should be equal to lowercase, join to it, uppercase, join to it, digits, and then
Okay.
join to that also special, it means that I've created a long piece of text that has all the uppercase letters, all the lowercase letters, all the digits, and all the special characters that have ever been what? Had. With that, I'm going to purposely create the first 4 digits of my password. So again, when I was talking on the narration of giving you the idea we're saying, I said, I want a 10-digit password. Someone can come and say, I want a 16-digit password. Someone can come and say, I want an 8-digit password. Well, it doesn't matter what you want. No matter whatever you want, the first 4 digits of that password I'm creating it now. So I'm going to say, create a variable for me called password. That means that everything I'm just storing it there. And then go and take the random number generator or the random choice generator. And within this, I am putting in lower. So what will happen here is it will go to all the lowercase letters we have, A, B, C, D, up to Z, all of them in lowercase. And at random, pick one of them. I want you to also at random, go and choose an uppercase. At random, go and choose edit it. And at random, go and choose a special character. Oh, sorry, here I did the capital S, it has to be small. Mm-hmm. Now I am here. I'm going to say return password. And then over here, I'm going to run my function. So I'm going to say print generate password. And then over here, I want you to put it at what? At, let's say I put in 10 here. Now, whatever I get, I want to make sure it is seen as a what? String, so that I don't have any problems with any errors. Now, I am going to run this. So I click on the run button. Over here, what I did has run. It gave me this. So I'm going to copy it and I'm going to bring it to the code here with a comment in front and paste it. So this is what I got. I got SV7 plus. So at random, again, at random, it went for one small letter, one big letter, one digit, and one character. So you see, it got SV7 plus. If I was to run this again, at random, it goes to pick these characters over here. So at random, it picked these characters here. So I'm picking 4 of them, and I'm joining them together and putting it in password. But that doesn't help me because whenever the user starts, I told the computer to give me a 10-digit password. I told the computer to give me a 10-digit password. So I'm not done. I need to continue. I need to create the rest of the what? Password. Are there any questions?
A moment, please. Can we look at from point line 10 downwards? Let's see something. When you say something. Okay. Okay, so let's continue.
Are there any questions?
So yes,
No question.
The latter part of the line 15.
That is the question, or you want to see it?
I just want to see it. Yes. Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, so I'm not done. Now I need to create the other characters that will form the password. I need to create the other characters that will form the password. So I'm going to say password plus equal to double quote. Now, the moment I do this, I am telling the computer something very important, that I am joining what I am doing to this. For example, let's say I type Tom over here and I run this code. It means that my computer will generate the password, and when it is done generating the password, it will join to it Tom. So you can see that Tom has been added to the four things in which is generated. We have one small letter, one big letter, one digit, and one character. And then we have what? Tom. So I'm telling the computer that the first four things in which I got, take it, and then join to it the next items in which I have over here. So what am I joining to this? I am joining at random, go and choose from all characters. But you're not just going to all characters and choosing anything. You are going to choose something called K, which is the length of the person's password minus 4. So whatever the person's password is going to be, whatever the person's password is, the length of it minus what? 4. Again, everything here is under the function. So you can see how I've indented my work. Please, there is a reason why when I started the course, I spoke a lot about structure, form. Because when you are learning, I want you to learn the structure, the form. Because in your exam, I'll ask you, how do you write an if statement in Python? Give an example. How do you write a distinct statement in Python? Give an example. These things are fundamental. You must know them. That means if you are writing on the code and you do this, everything you've done is wrong because it doesn't make sense to what you are doing. I will be very particular. And yes, you must be perfect. Now, back here, this piece of code here says, I want you to go and pick items from all characters. Question is, how many characters do you want me to pick? So I want you to pick the length of my password minus 4. Why are we saying length of the password minus 4? We are saying length of the password minus 4 because I already have the first 4 items I have for my what? Password. Okay. So when you pick the items, go and join it to password. So for example, if I run this code again, I'll see that, once again, let's see, I have an error in one of the lines. Where's my error? This bracket goes for this one. This one goes for that. Oh yes, the error is coming from the term I did here. I didn't comment it out. I'm so sorry. So I run my code again. And you can see I have this. And over there, when I put this here, you can see how 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 10 characters for my what? Password. I have 10 characters for my password. But that is not all. I'm going to tell the computer that take the password, make it equal to, so I'm not joining anything. There's no plus there, so I'm not joining anything to anything. So take the password. And when you take the password, I want you to put in the password random sampling of the password that we have created. And you are picking the samples from the length of the entire password. So I am going to put in here print password. And then I'm going to put in here nothing. So that what will be printed will be the password. So I'll remove this. So when I run this, I should get two things printed out. So I'll get this, and then I will get that. Now, 1, 2, 3 is the first four things that were gotten. And this is the next that comes and joins it. Now, this is this code in effect, this code over here in effect. The code says, take this password I have created. So if you take this password, are we okay? So over here, I have the password I created. And over here is the length of the password I created. So the length of it is what? 10. So this code is saying that take the length of it and shuffle it together. You see, you are creating the password in such a way that it will be difficult for someone to ascertain what it is. So when you're done shuffling together, whatever you get, go and put it inside what? Password. And save it onto yourself. That is why here I can just say print generate password, because you are printing something that has saved something onto itself. So now I have my function complete. Now, I have to let the user interact with my application. I can't just be displaying passwords like that. So here I would say print welcome to the random password generator. While true, I'm going to try the following. Now, what am I going to try? I'm trying the length is equal to int input, enter the password length. Please note that the minimum password length is 8. Now, if the length of the password that the person typed is less than 8, then let's display to the user that the password length must be at least 8 characters. You stop. Then we continue. Then we break. Then we add an exception that says value error, print please enter a valid number. So the try application here, what it will do for us, quite wonderful, is to make sure that each individual types in a number. So if someone comes into your program and types in something which is not a number, you would see, please enter a what? A number, and your program will not crash. That is why the try is there. So try means we are doing this. If anything happens, then we'll just display this as the error. Our program will not crash. So the try will make sure that if the program faces a fatal error, which should involve it crashing, it will not crash, but it has a message to be displayed when it has to what? Crash. With that in mind, over here, I would say password is equal to generate password. And here I can just print out your generated password is, I'll add a plus here, str, then I can put in here password. So now I'm going to run this. So I run it. The code says, welcome to generator, enter the password length. I enter the password length. Let's say it's 12. And I press enter to do things for me. So enter. Your password generated is function generate password error. Okay. So let's come back here. What didn't I do here? Over here, this has to go away. I don't need that message anymore. And I think for Gapcorn, everything should be okay. And here, I forgot to put a bracket here and put the length in it so that the computer will know the length of the password that must be generated. So I made a mistake here. So remember the declaration of the function, there is supposed to be a parameter. I forgot to bring that. So when I run it, I put 12 here, I click, it tells me that my password is that. So this is the message I'm getting in my console. That welcome to the password generator. Please enter the password minimum length. I enter the length, and then it tells me that the new password it has generated for me is this. And let's confirm. DE, comma, plus, don't know the name of this sign. VA92JM1. All of this should give me what? Well, so I've just generated a randomized password for for myself. It is the way in which the what are we looking at from this? How I am joining if functions, inputs,
Hello.
displays, how I'm joining all of them together.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry. So after creating this password generator, how do you use it in real life? Like, how would you embed it on a device, or like, how will you use it?
You will not embed the password generator in a device. For example, if you are online and you are in a form and you get to an online form, when you get there, they would ask you, enter a password. So the moment they tell you to enter a password over here, you just generate a password in which you want. They said the password should be 15 characters. You click here, your program has just given you 15 characters worth of a password, then you utilize it. That's all. There are also circumstances whereby, as we are going forward, we can design an interface with this so that this would sit on a particular desktop or something, and you don't have to run this as a bat file or something, so that you can utilize the application how you want. Or you can use Django to write this code into a website so that if someone is coming to your site and there is create a password and the person cannot create the password, he can click on it to generate a randomized password that he can use. So the usage of it is dependent on you as the individual.
So, assuming I'm creating an app, and the app will requires you to create the password. Create your details, and then create account before you can use the app. So I can add this code to it, and then it will generate the password for the new user.
Of course.
So, okay, I don't know. Maybe it's. I wanted to ask a question, but I think it's far beyond this lesson. But
I asked it. You want to ask how you do that? You learn to do this one. When you learn how to do this one, then we get it. I mean,
Yes. Go to point 15. Let me see something.
I should go to point 16.
Yeah. Okay, I think.
So I want to see the latter part of the point 15, the number 15.
It is just going to be the same as do not turn yourself into students who will only copy what I am typing. Obviously,
So
if this is random,
I'm getting it wrong. That's why I just want to see.
You are getting this one wrong. Oh my God. Okay.
They said you have 6 errors, 6 problems in this file.
By the way, I hope you saw how when I get an error, I just go to where the error is and solve it on my own. You saw that, right?
Yes.
That is the same way when you get error, don't send it to me. Solve it yourself. Do we understand this concept?
Yes, sir, please.
Okay, so I'll send you this code into your class group so that you can practice and watch it if you have an error, see where you have your error at. We are going to build another application. The next application we are going to build involves us building an application that will record our screen for us. So if we have a screen we want to record, we can build a simple application that will help us to record our screen.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
So I want to ask, would it be a time that we will be asked to create app or develop some, I mean, real life something with the Python?
I don't get your question.
Like, will it be a time like during this studying
When
of
you
this?
say real world, what do you mean by real?
I mean, create something with the Python and
We just
use it.
created something with Python. That's why I keep on. I ask you, what do you term as real world? We just created this, right?
I understand Benjamin's question. I think you want to ask to create an app outside the console using the Python.
So you want to create things outside of console.
Yes.
I guess so. Oh, I guess so. I don't know your course curriculum, but I know you guys would be doing Java. You guys will be doing Visual Basic. You guys will be doing Data Basic. And yeah, so most of your course, to be honest, most of your course content is geared towards electronics and management of electronics, far more than interface and software and UI design. So if your question is, will you be designing UI? I don't know about that. If your question, will you be writing applications in console or applications to connect to a particular device or applications to connect to a particular interface or UI, yes, you'll be doing that.
How about connecting to a device? Like we write a code and connect it to the device, make the device work.
You do know that last semester you did a course like that, right? Or
Yes.
isn't it you people the people who did Andrino?
Yeah, we did it.
Hey, no, you asked him, so why are you asking me if you do a course like that if you have already
Because
done a
me,
course like that?
I felt
The problem
The
is
book
when
that you've learned to. That you know there is in the book that you've learned, but on the hands.
By your hands, you didn't learn it there.
Yes, so
Anyway, I hear you. All right, yeah, let's get back to our lesson. One thing in which I always tell people who are learning to code is before you dream of the big things, make sure you understand the small things. Make sure everything in which you have done so far, if I hit you and tell you to do it again, you can do it. In your class group, I put some questions there. None of you commented, seen, done. None of you sent me that, oh, this is what I did. This is not what I did. Say, I tried it. Did I get this answer? None of you did it. None of you. And I said nothing because I'm not your parent. And it is not my job to force you to know. You should be internally motivated. It is your job to worry. It is, to be honest with you, the fact that you are not worrying me with, oh, say I did it, this is what I did, I'm having an error here, is this correct? Is it doing this? That tells me you are not practicing. That tells me you are not practicing. And I am not going to be that person who will come and say, hey, learn. If you don't learn, I'm deducting 5 marks. And that is not going to be. I'll do that to the morning students. I will not do that to you. Because I expect you people to be more. So you can see when I put the questions there, you didn't comment. I didn't say, have you seen? You didn't see. I said nothing. Those of you who practice, you will. Those of you who not, you will not. And that's okay. But Benjamin, before you start dreaming of building an application with interfacing and whatever, make sure that you understand what is an if statement, what is a loop, what is a definition, and you can control the environment you are in. Because it is the same things that you combine to do the bigger thing. Anyway, let's continue. So as I was saying, we are going to build an application that will help us to record a screen in Python. So if I want to record someone's screen, if I want to record someone's activity on the screen, if I want to record my screen, I should be able to write a simple snippet of code that will help me to copy my screen. Do we all understand what we're about to do?
Yes, sir.
Now, if we understand what we are about to do, let's begin with that. We first have to install this plugin into our application. Now, in the first thing we did, we imported items which are already in the Python package. So when we install the Python package, string and then random was in it already. Now, in here, these things here are not in it. So we need to install it. We need to also install upgrade pillow. Now, we will use the first library to capture screenshots on our page. And then we will use the OpenCV library to process the image on our page. And again, this is a point for the future though, but those of you who want to use, like there'll be a camera, then we'll be doing facial recognition and all of those things. These are the beginnings of that. Because before you can do the facial recognition, you must be able to take a screenshot, you must be able to record the video of the screen, so on and so on, of a particular device. And then we'll be using the date timestamp so that we would be able to, like when I take the image at this time, I'll know that I took the image at 3 o'clock from 5 to 4. You know the time in which you took it. So the date timestamp will help us to take the time in the system. That means that we are going to be importing these items. So we'll be importing this, we'll be importing CV2, we'll be importing NAPI as NP, and then we'll be importing date and time from the date and time package we have on our computer. Now, for the first two things, they don't come as when we are installing Python, they don't come with it. So you have to install it. That means we'll be using pip to help us install it. So I will just open terminal. And when I open terminal, I would put pip over there. So the pip install that, and then I'm also installing OpenCV Python. When I click, it will go and install it for me. Again, I've already installed it. I didn't have to do this, but I just have to show you what to do. So in your class page, I am sending you people the thing you have to install. I'm also sending you the second thing you have to install. So once you install these two things, then we are good to go. It is worth noting that with the day students, a lot of people were not able to install them. For reasons from they are using a lower grade of Python and so on and so on. So if you are here, you have those issues, make sure you are using the newest version of Python so that you can get them installed correctly. Now, if I have it installed, everything is okay. I'm going to create a new file, and I'm going to call my files recorder app. And remember, I have to not forget to add my py. So dot py. So I'll begin writing my code. In writing my code, I have to import PyAuToGUI. So Python Auto GUI. I have to also import CV2. Remember, I'm going to use the Python Auto GUI for my my screenshots, and I'm all going to use the OpenCV library to process my video and handle my video encoding. I'm also going to import NUMP, and I'm going to refer to it as NP. So this as NP means that wherever I see NP, I'm referring to the word, the NAPI. In here, I'm going to, from the date and time class, I'm going to import date and what? Time. So again, these importations means that there are things in which are not in our code. There are tools people have written, but we need certain items from them in order to use it to do what we have to do. Don't worry, your exam, I wouldn't tell you to go and import and you do normal code that you don't have to import. But this class's idea is to show you possibilities and to help you see that in every question you will do if, you will do variables, you will do loop, you will do functions, right? They are all in it. That is why if I want to do a function, what do I require to do a function? I need DEF. I need to know the name of the function, which is going to be start screen record. Okay? And then over here, I need to put in the variable name I want. So over here, I have output file, and it is going to be equal to screen underscore recording dot avi. And here I'll bring my colon and I can start typing inside my function. So I'm going to type some certain sets of code. I'm going to say my screen underscore width, comma, my screen underscore height is equal to Python Auto GUI dot size. I'm going to say the screen resolution of my screen. Should be equal to the screen width, comma, the screen height. Now, here, what have I done? I've just told the computer that this variable here and this variable here is picking its information from this. This would give me a value in an array. That means this would take one value, this would take another value. And what it is doing, yes. What it is doing is very important. I am taking the dimensions of the screen and I'm giving the width here and the height here. So I'm telling the computer that the screen resolution that you'll be recording the video from should be the same width and height of the person's entire screen. Again, over here, I'm going to say the codecs that the video will be recorded in. And don't worry, with this code, this is more, we are building an application. It's not for, how will I say it? For those of you who are finding the course a bit difficult, don't worry, this will not come in your exam. It's just for those people who are enthusiastic and want to do things with it, with the Python.
Yes,
So here we have for CC is equal to CV2 dot the video writer dot underscore for CC into bracket star double quotes XID, and this would be the in XIVD, and this would be the encoding that I'll be using for my AVI format. And then the frame rate of my screen will be 20. And then the output of my screen would be equal to CV2 dot video writer into brackets the output file comma the frame rate, comma, and then the screen resolution. Yes. So what have we done here? Again, the job of this is to be grabbing your screen. So the snapshots of your screen, right? And then over here, the CV2 controls all video editing and all of those things. Again, this is the beginnings of you process, like when people build an app when a car passes and then you want to take the license plate and then view and all of those things, video recognition patterns and things. This is the beginnings of. So here I need to know the video I'm taking, what is the name going to be, what is the encoding I'm going to use. I'm going to be using the AVI or the .avi format. So it means that when the video is done doing its videoing, it will come out as an AVI format. And this is what will help me make sure it's an AVI format. The frame rates per second, how many screen grabs per second it will be, and all of those things. And then when it is done, you should tell the person, print into brackets, recording, ... We should press Control plus C to stop. So if you want to stop the recording, just press Control C and you will stop recording. So when I click on run, my thing will be recording. When I press Control C, then my screen will stop recording. So now I'm going to write the code and start running the function to what it will do. So this is what will display on the screen. And then I'm going to say try. And what am I trying? Again, the try and catch is very important. It will try it, and if there is an error, then the catch will display. If I don't bring the try and there's an error, my program will just crash or can spoil my device or something. But if my application crashes the catch side of the try will take control and my application will not crash, which will not worry my device. Very importantly. So here I can say, while true, I should screenshot. And remember, the screenshot is taken with the Python Auto GUI. So I'm going to take a screenshot. And what will I use to do that? The Python Auto GUI. And I want to take a screenshot. So this is the method that will take the screenshot. I want to convert my frame rate. So here I would say frame rate dot frame rate is equal to, or frame is equal to np.array into brackets the screenshot in which I took. Again, I'm using a lot of video editing language or lingo. But calm down. This is just for those of us who want to use the Python to do other things than just calculating payroll and all of those things. We have CV2 dot CV color, and then it should be the frame rate comma CV2 dot the color should be this, and this is the color scheme we are using for our video. And finally, we want to output the video with a right, and then we have the frame rate so that we can be showing the video. Now, if all of this thing here doesn't do what it's supposed to do, then we should go to the try and have an exception coming out whereby a keyboard interrupt comes in and we print on a new line. So /n means go to a new line. And we have recording stopped. And then the final. So after the recording stops, what should happen? That is what the final is there for. And final says we should release the video that we did, and we should print out that our video was saved as output underscore file. So we know the way in which our video was what? Saved. Now, we are done with our function. This function will not return any value. So if you can see that the if is in line with the diff. So it means I'm not in the function anymore. Again, your exam, I will mark structure, your placement, the lines you give, the gaps you give. So your writing must be perfect. Your way you write your code. You write the code on a piece of paper because the questions will be there. You must start practicing with the piece of paper. Again, when I come here, I'll say if underscore name is equal to underscore main underscore like this, then forgive me, I do a lot of the C-based languages, so I like my curly brackets. But I'm in Python, so no curly brackets. Timestamp should be equal to date time dot now. So this is me creating how the video is going to be named as. So I have percentage Y. This is just the time format. So I have the percentage sign capital Y. So for year, percentage sign capital M for month, percentage sign D for day, underscore percentage sign H for hours, minus percentage sign M capital for minutes, minus percentage sign capital S for seconds. So the file name of my application would be equal to F screen recording underscore recording underscore. Then here I'm going to put in the timestamp I just created .avi. Now I can just start my screen recording. So start screen recording, and in here I'll put in output file is equal to file name. Now, someone may ask, why is it that every time we do the parameter, we don't bring an equal to sign here, but for this time we brought an equal to sign here. This means that by default, the name is screen recording.ad. So if anything happens and someone doesn't put in a name over here, it means that by default, the name that will be given will be this. But with us doing this here, it means that now we have screen recording underscore the time the video was recorded to appear here. Let us see if this code would work. Let us see if all the hard work we did would work. I'll click on start. You can see that over here I have press Ctrl+C to stop. That means my screen is recording. Everything here is recording, everything is going on nice. I can go up, scroll up, do whatever I have to do. If you are very observant, you can see that on the side here, I have the video I'm recording being recorded and put in here. So that over here, when I go and click on Ctrl+C, it tells me immediately that my video has stopped recording. And look at the name of my video. You can see that the name of my video is the date we are in, the hours, and then the time in which we are in. Oh, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. Here it's supposed to be percentage sign, and here it's supposed to be percentage sign. That's why I didn't get the hours and the month. I'm so sorry. So now, when I go to my side over here, I can see that the video I recorded is there. When I go and click here, I go and look for the folder I have my work in. So I have my folder over here. What did I even name the folder? I named the folder evening on the desktop. So it means when I go to the desktop, I go and look for evening. I go and scroll through here. Oh, sorry, desktop. I go and look for evening. I open evening. In here, I'll see the recording. And when I play it, I should see a video of my screen and me going up and down and then moving things around and so on and so forth. And we can see all of that being given and all of that. So, easy way to record someone's screen. Of course, do not go and then your boss's computer, you go and put this code on it and be recording the screen so that you know his password and things. That's not why you taught this. It was just a fun way to learn something about how Python can be. Any question?
Yes, sir. So when you close,
wait. Before you ask, I hope you are going to, how can you use this in the future?
I'll come. I want to. So when you close the const, I mean the. Oh, hold on, I'm coming. Okay, sir. So when you close the VS Code, you can still record your own screen.
Yeah, of course. You are recording the screen, so the VS Code can go off and continue.
So how do you run this? How do you run the code?
We run it, but you click on run it to run.
I mean, after
Are you saying, are you asking how will you run the code without the VS Code?
yes.
You will package it. You will get there.
Okay.
So you will deploy it. You get there. The same way when you have an icon you click on and then the program will start running. You do the same thing. But again, I hope you're not asking me that question because you want to go and record someone's screen.
Oh no, I'm not like that.
You're not, I didn't say you are like that. I just said I hope you're not going to do that. Anyway, let's go to the last app of the day. Let's go to the last app of the day. Now, I'm going to write a simple program. Let me call it the system.py. So we are going to write a simple program that can help us to shut down a computer or restart a computer or log out of a particular user's account. So an application that can help us do any of these things. First of all, I'm going to import OS. Now, OS will help us to interact with the operating system of the computer we are using. I'm also going to import tkinter. So import now here I'm importing what will allow me to create a UI in Python. So if I want to create a user interface in Python, I would use this. And I'm importing it as TK. So every time I use TK, it means I'm importing this. Now, I need to build an interface. So here I would say window is equal to TK that. And then in here, I'm going to say the Windows interface should be 700 by 350. And here, the title of my window should be evening. So here, the head of my window should be equal to a label which says window, comma, text is equal to shut down, comma, restart, and log out using PC, comma. Now, the font that it should display with should be Celebrity, Again, remember, this class is about putting everything together to create something. I'm looking at how can we utilize the Python. And Python is very powerful, very, very powerful. One second. So over here, I'm going to say head dot pack into bracket paddy is equal to 20. Remember, everything must be in line. This cannot be here. Everything has to be in line. Now, I'm going to say that this, so I'm creating a function. The function is called shutdown. And I'm not passing any information to it. So the OS of the person's computer, I am entering into the OS, and I want you to run the following command: shutdown /s/t-o. So this will shut the person's PC down. If I have diff restart, so here I have os.shutdown.system, and I'm in the person's operating system, so shutdown /r/t-o. So the person's PC would be shut down. If I want to log off the person's account, so I have diff log out. And this would give me os.system into brackets. I want to run the following command, which is shutdown /L/T/O. Now, I want to create the buttons which would run this. So button in my window, comma, text should be equal to shutdown, comma, the command that I wanted to operate is shutdown, comma, the font size, and this shutdown here is what we did over here called shutdown. And then the command, the font is going to be normal, and it should be 11, the font size should be 11. And then the background color of my button should be yellow. Dot pack into bracket paddy is equal to 10. Now I'm going to copy the code which is here. I'm going to paste it, so that over here, I'm going to make some changes. In here, I'm going to call this restart. And here, I'm also going to call it
Logout.
logout. Over here, the command is going to be restart. Over here, the command is going to be logout. Over here, the word is paddy, not past. Paddy. Yes, it's paddy. And the font here, it's the normal. It's in single. In single. And I forgot the equal to sign here. So now, I will run a Windows loop. So I'll say window dot main loop. I'll bring the method sign. Now I'll run my code. Run. And I'm presented with this. So, Benjamin, this answers your question. Interfaces. Arrive here next week. Most of the things we do have interfaces like this. So obviously, I'm not going to click on shutdown, restart, or logout, because if I click on it, my PC will shut down and the class will close. So I'll wait when it is time for us to close it. I'll click on it so that when it logs out, then we all log out and go. But yet, this is how you build an application which would shut down the PC, restart the PC, or log out the PC. The job is that, you see, the problems of this world are plenty. So You don't learn coding. I'm like, if it is this code, this is how it should be, and this is how it should be. That is not how we learn. Your job is to learn the structures. Once you learn the structures, I want to go here. What structure will take me there? Once you learn the structures, you can write as many different varieties of the code you want. There is no shortcut. There is an amount of time you have to spend figuring it out. There is no shame in getting an error. There is shame in you getting the error again after you got it and you didn't figure out why you got it. So now you have an error and you don't know what to do. Let us spend time practicing our craft. When the assignments in the group, you do them. I should not be the one forcing you to do anything. I would send you each of the codes from today. I will send you the recorded video in which most of you do not watch. But again, there is no shortcut. I have been a student who knew nothing about programming and had to learn. I've been a student who knew everything about programming. Both cases, I can tell you, if you don't put in the 1,000 hours of repeat, doing the same thing over and over again, being able to recite the lines. I just taught you for 3 to 2 hours. And for the 2 hours, I spoke about each line, why it is there. If I have to call any of you and tell me why this line is there, you will tell me, sir, this one there, sir, I don't know, sir, I got help, sir. There's no point in that. There is no point in me chasing you. And there is no point in it. And again, to Benjamin and to you all, before you do the things which have the interface and connect to the web and all of those things, your foundations must be strong. Your if statements, how you combine them, they must be strong. As I said in the beginning of the course, my job is not to teach you how to solve the problems. My job is to teach you the structure. The solving of the problems, they come if you implement the structure. Learn the structure. I've given you notes. I don't talk about it because I'm assuming you are reading. I know you are not, but the exams will be difficult for you if you are waiting for the last 2 weeks to learn. Do not be those students who wait for the last 2 weeks.
Yes, sir.
There should be more practicing from you people, more aggressiveness from you people, in which I am not seeing. And again, let me say this, I'm not your parent. I will not come and tell you, hey, learn, and if you don't learn, I'll that 5 marks. I won't do that. But if
Yes,
you
sir.
come, I will help. Master the basics. That's all I'm asking from you. Anyway, thank you all for coming. We'll meet here again next week.
Thank you,
But
sir.
before